Good day. In this video recording, we're going to discuss the interface of Autodesk Maya. So here, if we're going to look at the upper left portion of our interface, we can see the menu. And below the menu, we have here the menu sets. So if I'm going to drop down this one, we can see the menu set for modeling, rigging, animation, effects, rendering, etc. So try to look at the menu after the windows. So currently here in modeling menu set, we have the mesh, edit mesh, mesh tools, so on and so forth. If I'm going to change the menu set to rigging, after the windows, we have the skeleton, skin, deform, etc. And then animation, we have the key, playback, audio, so on and so forth. And effects, we have end particles, fluids, and plot, etc. Since the focus of our course is just modeling, we're going to use the modeling menu set. Now here, below the menu set, we have the so-called shelves. So we have the shelf for polymodeling, sculpting, rigging, animation, curved surfaces, etc. And again, we're going to use polymodeling here in our course. So instead of using create, polygon primitives, sphere, cube, etc., you can just click the tool that you want to create or the mesh or polygon. So in this case, I will just create a polygon cube. And then here, we now have the simple box in our viewport. Now, to the left portion of our interface, we have the QWERTY tools. So Q for select tool. You will know that the object is selected when the edges are highlighted. Next, W. This is the move tool. You can just click the icon or you may use the shortcut key W. If you're going to hover on the tool, you will see the shortcut key. Next, for the best practice, make sure to pull using the arrowheads. Okay, like this one, or this one, or this one. And then here, I will just go back to 0 for the translate. Next tool is rotate tool, shortcut key E. So here, you can use the inner rings to rotate. So this one. And then this one. And for the outer ring, to rotate in any direction. So as you can see, upon rotating using the outer ring, all of the rotate values are changed. Then here, I will just go back to 0. Next tool is the scale tool, shortcut key R. Most of the time, I'm using rescale for the R as the shortcut key. So if you want to rescale your object up and down, you can just click and drag the box here. And then the red box for the side. And then the blue box for the front and back. Going back here, scale value 1. Okay. Next here, we have the panel layout, the perspective, and the orthographic view. If I'm going to click this one, orthographic view, you will see the top view, front, side, and the perspective. So if you want to work on the top view, just hover your mouse here and press spacebar. To go back, just press spacebar again. And then if you want to work on the front view, hover your mouse here, spacebar, spacebar again. And then to the side view, spacebar, spacebar again. To go back to perspective, hover here, spacebar. Or if you accidentally press the spacebar, you can just click this icon to go back to perspective. Next on the right portion of our interface, we have the translate. Translate is the position of your 3D object in your scene. Going back with our Cartesian plane, if I'm going to put positive value on my translate x, my object will move to the right. For example, positive 5. And then here, I want to move my object 5 units to the left. So I'm going to put negative value on translate x. Going back to origin 0. Now, if I want to move my object precisely above, so I can put positive value on translate y, up and down, translate y. And then for negative value, it will move the object downward. Okay? Next, going back to 0 origin, translate z for front and back. If I'm going to put positive value here, my object will move to the front, and then negative value, it will move to the back. So going back, 0. Next, the same, if you want to have precise rotation, you can just put any values here in rotate x, y, and z. For example, 30 degrees. Going back to origin, rotate y 45 degrees, go back to origin, and then rotate z, for example, 60 degrees. Go back to origin. Next, here in our interface, we have still in channel box layer editor. If we're going to scroll down, we can see the inputs for the polycube. So if I want to put subdivisions, I'm going to open the polycube 1, the inputs. So initially, I want to rescale my object. So I just press R, rescale, click and drag to the right. And then here in our channel box layer editor, scroll down, we can see the polycube 1. And now I want to subdivide my object into 2. So 2 for the width. Now you can see we have subdivision for the left and right. Now allow me to activate the shading wireframe on shaded for me to see the subdivisions. So still here in inputs, polycube 1, if you want to subdivide the height into 3 equal parts, you can just put 3 here. Okay, so we subdivided the height into 3 equal parts, 1, 2, 3. Now for the side, if you want to subdivide the side, for example, into 4, so you can just put 4 here. So as you can see, we subdivided the side into 4 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, still on the right portion of our interface, we can see the modeling toolkit. So here we now have the object mode, vertex mode, edge mode, and face mode, and the UV. So before we proceed with the components, let us discuss the some shortcut keys for your numbers. So keypad numbers. For example, 1, this is the hard edge mode. And then if I'm going to press 2 on my keyboard, so we can see the hard wireframe and the smooth preview. If I'm going to press 3 on my keyboard, we can see the smooth preview. 4 is the wireframe. 5 is the shaded. So currently, we are using the gray material called Lambert. And then 6 textured. So for the textured, kindly look at this icon. I'm going to press 6, it will be activated. If we have some textures or images applied, it will be visible upon pressing 6. And then 7 is the lit version. So currently, we can only see the silhouette of our shape. However, if we have some lights in our scene, we can see the direction of our light source. So for example, I'm going to create some point light here. And currently, we just pressed 7. So this time, we can see where the light will fall to our object. Okay, so if I'm going to press 5, even though we move our light source, there will be no cast shadow or shading in effect. And then if I'm going to press 7, we can now see the rays of our light where it falls to our object. So that's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So again, 1, hard edge mode. 2, you can see the hard wireframe and smooth preview. 3, just the smooth preview. 4, wireframe. 5, shaded. 6, textured. 7, lit version. So here, I will now go back or delete this light source and go back to 5 shaded. Hard edge 1, okay? And let us now discuss the component. So here we have the object mode. So if this is activated, we can select the whole object, we can move the whole object, we can rotate the whole object, we can rescale the whole object. Now, next, we have vertex mode. So vertex is the point. So you can select one or multiple vertices. And then after selecting them, you can move, you can rotate, and rescale those vertices. And then here we have edge. So edge are the lines in our shape. So you may select multiple edges and you can now move, rotate, and rescale. And then for the face mode, this is the actual surface of our object. So you may select one or multiple faces and just holding shift. So here we can now move, rotate, and rescale. Okay, and then go back to object mode.